This is not the first military intervention against a sovereign state in the name of justice. They tried to impose their model on others, inevitably bringing death, destruction, desolation, and dilapidation. Nor is it the first time that they retreat hastily and resignedly, ridiculed by the whole world in a complete failure.
Good afternoon. On my orders, the United States military has begun strikes.
If successfully destroyed, should permit...
The only superpower in the world claimed it would revenge for its people. On October 7, 2001, the United States of America and its allies opened fire in Afghanistan. This is the first war of the 21st century. On one side was the United States, whose GDP was 10.58 trillion US dollars, accounting for 31.6% of the world. On the other side, the GDP was 2.46 billion US dollars, less than 0.01% of the global total. This is also the war between the richest country and the poorest country. First, it was the Special Operations Force Squad who infiltrated quietly. Then the Marine Corps, the Army, and Airborne Division. The Americans quickly dominated the ground. In 1 year, the Bagram base changed from an airport with only an old runway to one of the most powerful military fortresses in the world. At its peak, it had 40,000 soldiers stationed and supported 140,000 operations a year. Carrying more than 7 tons of ammunition, the F-15 and F-16 fighters can destroy a town at a time. Carrying machine guns that can fire more than 600 rounds a minute, the Apache attack helicopters can tear a crowd apart in seconds. Through the giant C-130 and C-17 transport aircrafts, weapons, food, medicine, clothing were continuously transported to Afghanistan. The United States spent more than $2 trillion US dollars on this war. The Obamacare, aiming at achieving universal health coverage, cost just $940 billion US dollars and was rejected. The United States owes more than $3 billion US dollars to the United Nations, UNESCO, and WHO. The money was originally planned to be invested in poverty reduction, education, and medical services in the world's poorest regions. The frontline operational bases, like the fortresses established by the ancient Roman army in Germania, were spread over the barren land of Afghanistan. Soldiers, civilians, contractors, and merchants gathered here. The hospitals, churches, shops, and stadiums supported the invasion of an empire into another country. At its peak, there were more than 50 frontline operational bases operating in Afghanistan to support American infantry's patrols and fights in remote areas. The Taliban seemed to be routed overnight, but they had never been completely eliminated. They just left Afghanistan or hid in the countryside.
After a firefight, they killed Osama bin Laden.
Bin Laden also left Afghanistan and was killed. Omar died, and his successor, Mansour, was also killed by the Americans.
The transition in which we are going to be turning over responsibility for Afghan security to the Afghans.
Obama once said that the Americans would leave, but he increased the American army in Afghanistan. In any case, over 20 years, more than 7,000 days and nights. The firefight had never stopped. And it became a war between the army and the civilians.